say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by the City of Stanford, Kentucky. Come back home to Stanford. L81 Bottling Company. Taste, love, and share the tradition. Woods Equipment Company has every tool you need to make working the land as rewarding as hunting it. Good Foods Co-op, Marksbury Farm Market, Weisenberger Mill, your village shop.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Before we cook, we must shop.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
Let me show you some stuff I got on my list. Now tonight, a lot of times we do recipes that seem so simple that we don't do them because we think, oh, it's, you know, everybody does that. But sometimes you have your own little flair or you try something different. I want to do some slaw today.
Okay.
Okay, a little different
Sounds
slaw.
good,
Kind
okay.
of a sweet slaw. But I want to use some white sweet potatoes.
These are local, right in Casey County.
Casey County.
They're
organics.
organic.
I love knowing where our food
Yes.
comes from.
Okay, so there's your
That's
potatoes for
probably
your
perfect.
slaw. Interesting.
Uh-huh.
I'm going with
never
you.
know.
Okay.
And I need some Granny Smith apples.
Perfect.
I know
Wonderful.
where to get them. I'm looking right
Yes.
over there. And we need some carrots.
Okay.
And make sure that's all we need. Oh, we need some heavy cream.
We can do JD's local milk.
We know
Wonderful.
where our food comes from.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go on a search here. You know what we need? Let's see if we can find it. I need some ground lamb because we ate all those up. Who are we gonna get that from?
Oh, Jim Mansfield.
We know Jimmy
Yes,
Boy. He's been
yes.
at the house looking at our sheep.
Fantastic.
That's all good. Oh, I'm gonna do something decadent tonight.
Okay.
We mulch bananas
Oh, do you maybe need some ice cream?
and ice cream.
We have something fabulous from Crank and Boom that will be just decadent enough for your dessert.
My list is complete.
Awesome, let's go.
All right. Okay, as I look around, I'm seeing these little stickers, fair trade. What does that mean?
That's important. You want to look for fair trade when we're talking about your bananas, your coffee, and your chocolate, and you want to know that these bananas are being grown and the people who are growing these bananas are giving a great wage. They're earning money for their services and what they're providing, and that the bananas are coming to you, that they're fresh, they are organic, and they're fair trade. Those are kind of the three things you want to look for with your bananas. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing to know.
Exactly.
Crank and Boom, Vanilla Bean.
Yeah, these are one of my favorite people. I love to talk about them, and it's so easy because all the ingredients in their products are local.
We're going to be so decadent tonight. Normally we're fairly healthy, but you have to splurge every now and then.
Right.
Tonight is that night you can't stop it because you're out of control.
Okay,
Look
okay,
at my
here.
out of control look. Let me see your out of control look.
I can't believe I just did that.
So you're wondering, aren't you?
I thought we were having meat. Where's the meat?
Where's the beef?
That's right.
Can I tell you a funny story about that?
Okay.
I was in the Marine Corps and I left, I think it was in 1983 in December. You know, we didn't know what was going on in the outside world.
Right.
And you know, you're in there for a couple of months. So we hear the drill instructors about halfway through start saying, "Where's the beef?"
It's like, where's the beef? She said.
Yeah, and they said it, and then we're like, what are they talking about? And we thought they were making fun of us because,
Yeah.
you know, boy, back in the day, back in the Corps. So finished boot camp, graduated boot camp, back out into the real world. And, you know, I was so busy catching up, seeing everybody and, you know, talking to my parents, I didn't have a chance to watch TV till about 3-4 weeks later. Finally, I looked at the TV and I see Clara, and it rang in my mind, where's the beef? And I understood what they were talking about.
She was old then.
You know what? We're maybe asking that question tonight, where's the beef?
Yeah, where's the beef?
Because there's not any, but we're having sloppy joes. Now, the last time you made them, I don't know if it was because I was already starving to death or what, they were double delicious.
I snuck something in there on you.
You did sneak something in. You know, typically, you know, you do that with beef.
Right.
This time, you used lamb. Now, did you know, I think only 40% of the population of the United States has ever tried lamb?
Oh, it's so good.
That is so wrong. Now, we're raising sheep because we love lamb so much. Now, this is ground lamb that we're using, and we got this from our old buddy, Jim.
That's right.
He's been on the show. Here he is right here talking about our sheep. He's very knowledgeable, and he puts out a good product.
Yes, he does.
As well. Now, you're probably wondering what's on the table here, right?
Yeah, what do you got going on here?
When we went to the store, we forgot one essential item.
What did we forget?
Buns.
Uh-oh.
No buns.
That's not good. You can't have a sloppy Joe without buns.
So, while you were out playing with the puppies
Okay. Oh, yeah, the puppies.
for a long extended period of
That's
time,
right.
guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I started experimenting in the kitchen. Now look.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Did you make that? You made that. You made a bun.
I made a bun.
I like your bun.
Now, here's the deal with sloppy
wow.
Joes. They're sloppy. This holds up a little bit better. You
can't
feel
wait.
that's a little bit denser?
I can't wait to try it.
It's a little bit denser,
Yeah.
and it smells heavenly. Now,
You going
this
to show
is-
me how to make this?
I'm going to show you how to make it.
All right.
I will need 2 hands for this.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what,
Okay.
you would think, okay, yeast is involved,
Right.
so it's going to take hours and hours. No, it's probably going to take you 20 or 30 minutes to
Really?
make these. That's a homemade, by golly, bun. Hadn't been cut yet. We're going to show you how to make your own in just a minute. Now, there's one thing that we have to tell you that's not a very happy thing. And when you live on the farm, you're eventually going to lose an animal. Now, when we were researching Maggie and her having her puppies, we saw that they have a tendency to sometimes crush or smother their babies. Now, so we went out and we made them an area, a little whelping area they call it. We also got a baby monitor.
But
And
listen
we many sleepless nights because
Right.
we're not going to let that happen to us.
Yeah.
She accidentally laid on one. We didn't hear a thing, didn't know, so we're
Yeah.
down to 2 puppies.
Yeah, but they're precious.
Bless its little heart.
I hate it. I hate
So
it.
that happens on the farm, and when something happens, we'll tell you. It's real life here. It's very sad.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean,
I
we were
hate
just
it.
crushed to see that point. It was one of the little boys, solid white little guy. So now we have kind of the mirror image of both our dogs in reverse.
That's right.
We got one that looks like Maggie.
It's a
and
boy.
It's a boy, and the other one's a girl, solid white. Now, right now, they're to the stage that they're getting up and starting to move around pretty good.
Yeah.
They look like their eyes are getting ready to open, and you wouldn't believe how fast this whole process happens.
They look like trouble to me, like little two-year-olds. They're going to tear up.
They're gonna tear up, but they're sweet little dogs, and we did lose one. So, the M name thing, we're still looking and gathering data on that. Send us more information on that. We're down to 2 names now.
Boy and a girl.
Okay, now that we've got that put aside, let's start our bread.
I wanna see
Now
this.
tonight we're going to be bad.
Okay.
Now typically, you know, we watch what we do for the most part, but every now and then you just have to cut loose and go insane. And it's one of those nights, I want some bread, I want some of your sloppy joes, I don't care.
Okay, good. I like those.
Tomorrow I'll do better, I'll eat
Whatever.
more fruit. Yeah,
Okay.
well, I promise I will. And then, but tonight, I mean, we're going
Really
for the
bad.
Bananas Foster. You remember Jim Duncan?
Oh, yeah.
We were vacationing down to golf, and we were making all kinds of good recipes, and he made this for us.
So
And
good.
following his recipe, absolutely wonderful.
It
It's
was
decadent.
delicious.
Let me tell you what, there was an experimental run, and I did find out that if you just leave them in a ball, they don't do this like this. So I smashed them down just a little bit. Now they have to rise 10 minutes. We'll explain that later.
did
but
good.
Look,
You did
look,
good. That's
look,
a perfect
look,
bun.
look. So anyhow, we'll get to that later, but let's do this. We got our water, it's
All
about
right.
100 degrees, maybe 110 degrees, just a little over a cup of water. Now, here again, here's the great thing with technology. If you have missed a recipe or you're seeing us do a recipe, we post them rather quickly right after the show. The next week they're on. So we actually go back to our site so we can print stuff off our own, timfarmerscountrykitchen.com. Click on recipes. You'll find all kinds of stuff on there. And these are our hamburger bun recipes. So we're going to take a little over a cup of water and some fast rising yeast. And we're going to take 2 tablespoons of that.
All right, and I think there's a tablespoon in each of these.
All right, we got our yeast mixed up. You can smell that working? Yeah, you could use a little bit of beer in here too if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Now let's add 1/3 of a cup, and we're just going to use olive oil. And we're going to go 1/4 cup of sugar.
Okay.
We're going to mix it up, and we're going to let it stand for about 5 minutes.
All right.
A lot of times we'll hear people say, I can't cook. I would encourage you to rethink that. There are so many, if you can read, you can cook. If you can follow directions, you can cook. Your oven tells you what temperature it is. I would encourage that person right there, right now that's saying, I can't cook, to start trying some things. Once you try it, then the next time you experiment with something, and then next thing you know, you need to, you got to fill the gap.
Yeah.
So you sit around and you get to experiment, and you get to have fun. We don't have buns, but I don't want to go back to town. It's nasty outside, so let's make our own. All right, at this point, it's foaming up, it's working. Let's put 1 egg in. Our chickens are laying eggs all of a sudden.
I know, it's kind of the middle of winter, that's right. It's an egg.
And 1 teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
If you're ever out of buns, never fear.
That's right.
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com, we'll show you how to make them. All right, we got our egg and salt. Now we're going to start making our dough.
Flour.
Self-rising flour.
How much are we going?
Let's start with about 3 cups.
Okay.
And then keep adding to that until it gets where it needs to be. Now we're going to make just a simple dough. And you see that's just getting nice and thick. Now we're going to knead it. You can put a little flour down. Mrs. Farmer.
All right,
Your
ready?
hand's coming mighty handy right here. There you go. Now we're going to knead this 3 to 5 minutes. This is pretty standard for any type of dough that you're going to do. Now, after this, it's going to have to rise. So we're going to split this up after we're done. And for this much flour, to get this size bun, divide this into 8 pieces. That'll give you 8 buns. Preheat your oven at this point to 425. What's a good side that you can put on or beside your sloppy joe?
Some kind of slaw? What are you thinking?
Slaw.
Yeah.
We're going to do a sweet slaw tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had this at a restaurant, okay? It's one of those experiments.
Yeah.
And I had to try it. And there was a mystery item in there. I'm not sure what it was. So we're going to use a white sweet potato. We're going to cut little strips of that, carrots, apples.
Sounds
we're
good to
gonna make
me.
a wonderful slaw.
All right, I think you're ready.
Now what we're going to do here, if you will, Mrs. Farmer, if you'll divide that up into 8 pieces. All right, while you're separating those, I'm going to put a little oil in this pan. Now we're going to try to get these into fairly equal parts. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of splat that down there. I'm not going to push it down too much, but I'm going to go ahead and shape it, kind of like you'll want your bun. You have to pay a little more attention when you're baking. There's a little more science involved. So make sure when you do this that you pay attention to all your temperatures and your measurements. Now, because they're homemade, we don't want to get them too uniform. I'm going to set these right here. Let's cover those up.
Okay.
10 minutes. Let's clean this up.
Okay.
Then we get to start thinking about
Some meat.
sloppy joes. We're going to call these lamb-wiches. I see you've got everything out and ready, Mrs. Farmer.
I do.
All right, look here. They've risen some.
Okay.
So let's set our timer for about 10, 12 minutes.
Okay.
Tell me what's in yours. And how did you, this is your mother's, right?
Right, and the other day when you said you want sloppy joes, I thought I'm gonna sneak some lamb in there and see if you notice. I didn't tell you.
So you did that. Did you just not have beef, or did you want to?
I actually bought lamb. When I saw the lamb, I thought, let's have some lamb instead.
Let me tell you what, that was unbelievable. The taste and the texture. And I don't think it was, of course, this is not as fatty, but man, that was magic.
Lamb has a better taste, I
think it does.
than burger. So.
Oh, the sizzle.
And we're just gonna cook that. Sloppy joes are simple. Everybody has their own thing.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's almost one of those recipes that was so simple, we thought, is it too simple? But then I thought, man, after that, how many of those did I eat, really, truthfully?
You ate 5. You had
I ate
5
5.
sandwiches, yes. I ate 1.
Now that was one of those nice days we had there. And one of those days you could get outside and work and do the things we needed to do.
You took a long walk, didn't you, after you ate all those?
Well, yeah, I took a long walk before and after. This is one of those things that you think is only a kid's recipe. So simple, just a couple ingredients. Your last ingredient,
That's the
I
trick.
didn't even know you were doing it. Mm-hmm. This is your mom's deal, right?
Yes, and that's the magic is the last thing.
I'll
That's
turn
our
this
magic.
up just a hair.
All right,
Okay, Mrs. Farmer,
you
we're
could,
there.
You could pour that off, but let's say leave it all in. Let's leave the flavor. And now we're going to add ketchup, and I'd probably put in, what'd you say that is, half a cup? You kind of do
I'd
this
say
to your,
probably a third a cup.
I think so. It's to your taste, what you like, and you can add more. I like to taste it as we're going. Got some brown sugar here, the basic ingredients. And I'm going to put a couple heaping. Get that sweet in there. And I also like to add, in fact, I'll just measure this, a little bit of vinegar to this. Gives it a good flavor.
Here's your little tart.
Mom always put a little vinegar, so 2 capfuls of that. And that's your basic. We're going to get that to where you think
And
it's
that's
mixed
it.
together for now. We're going to get it together.
All right.
And did you taste it and see what you think?
Oh,
Sweet.
yeah.
You can taste the vinegar. You can taste. I like to taste it sweet.
All right.
All right. Now here's the secret thing she used to do. We're just going to let this sit.
Fresh sliced cheese.
American cheese. You can get the white or the orange, whatever.
So that's what kind of holds everything up.
I love it. We're going to let this melt on the top, though. And you can put as many pieces as you want. Let's put.
That's one of those things that you've made, and I've never ever watched you do it.
We're going to put. Let's put 6. Let's put a lot because that's good cheese.
So after that melts down, you want to stir it in?
Yeah, let's let it melt a little. We're gonna stir that in, and that's the magic of our
That's
sloppy
it.
Joe. That's right. Not even
So
gonna-
that's your binding agent.
Yeah, and no one would ever know you put cheese because once you stir this, it's gonna disappear into that mixture.
So that's ready to go.
That's it. Let's turn it off and let it sit while we get your buns. Oh wow,
Ah,
those are amazing.
you know what? That's what happens when you experiment.
Wow.
All right, now let's go ahead and mix the wet ingredients.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I like my slaw with mayonnaise and
Right.
with vinegar. I like both. This is going to be a sweet, tasty, yummy. Again, we're being bad tonight.
Yeah.
But really, we've got fresh organic carrots, apples, sweet potatoes. All right, let's go ahead and take a lemon and let's get about 2 tablespoons of lemon.
Okay,
I'd say that'd probably do it.
that's perfect.
Old time juicer,
And how many you need? 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
Alrighty.
There's one. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put a half a cup mayonnaise in there
Alrighty. I'll measure that out for you.
and a half teaspoon of salt. Cut back on the salt just a hair.
That looks good already.
Then we're going to take a little bit of vinegar.
Okay.
You can use rice vinegar, rice wine vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. Let's go 2.5 tablespoons. Yeah. This is all good. It's all organic. Now, how to make strips. A lot of times you'll buy a pre-slaw mix. This is how we're going to do this. Just come right like that. Watch your fingers.
Oh wow.
We're
That's
going to
what
cut that
does
up
it?
in little strips, and then we'll cut those in halves or thirds. Look at there.
We're done.
Now there is the basic.
Wow. I like that.
Now you know what I forgot? Glenn would be so disappointed.
Oh, that's right.
We got to put some pepper. in
Just
here.
for Glenn, even if it doesn't call for it, you need
That's
it.
exactly right.
Wow.
Now we're going to come back and we're going to toss all this up. Then we're going to chill that. While it's chilling, we're going to come back, clean up, and prepare ourselves a feast. All right, let's go one step further.
Okay.
Like
I like that butter.
we
Wow.
don't like butter, as you can tell. Go ahead and plop that in there. We're going to take it one step further. Just take our buns and just lightly on each side. Oh, before we do that, we got to cut you on.
All right.
Hold that. I'm so proud
Yes, you should be.
of my little buns. It almost makes the perfect crease.
It does.
How about that? And just real quickly. I'm gonna take those in there. Because we can. Nobody's here to stop us.
That's right. We could be bad.
And we'll just lightly let those get a little
Toast.
bit brown.
Right.
Oh, we're on our way. I so love your Sloppy Joe. Now, just a couple ingredients. I know
It's simple.
that it's one of those things we thought, do we really want to go something that simple? But sometimes simple is best.
Yeah.
Just a few ingredients right there. Try the lamb. Now, I'm going to grab some stuff out of the fridge. Nikki's potato salad is another fairly simple recipe, but it's just absolutely wonderful. If you want to look back under TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com, we're going to reference a lot of stuff as we go along with stuff that we've already done that can help you. And you can go on there, TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com, hit recipes. You can print them off and they're right there.
I printed one out for us.
Now, also the potato salad recipes on page 7 of the cookbook.
Yes, it is.
Now, let's plate up. Let's
Okay.
take one of these wonderful pieces of cheese, put that on the top. And I'm gonna dip us up some of this yummy, yummy stuff. Again, our bun is gonna hold up this time because we got special buns.
So these aren't going to be sloppy?
Yeah, they're gonna be sloppy. Now, what's one more thing that would make this perfect? To me,
To you.
I like,
You want yours right on it, don't you?
I'll have mine on. Look at the colors in that. Nice and
Wow.
fresh. You know where it came from. Oh, yum.
Do you want a little potato
Just a
salad
little
too? We'll
potato
see you right out
salad.
of here.
Look, Mrs. Farmer,
Looks delicious.
right here on a cold, rainy day, we've got the essence of summer right here in front of us. You know what? First thing I have to do is try this yummy slaw.
I like the apples. That sweetens it up.
That's
good.
is good.
Wow.
You know, you got a little bit of starch in there with your potato. Oops, I'm gonna switch over here.
Okay.
Get this one.
Try to pick this up.
These buns are holding up.
They do hold up, don't they? Your buns are adorable. I love them.
They work. And that's a fun thing about messing around in the kitchen is when one thing doesn't work, make it work. Figure something out.
Very good. Thank you.
That lamb has the best aftertaste. It's different.
I like
You know
it
something's a
too.
little different, but it's a good different. Man, I could eat 10 pounds of that. All right, tell you what let's do. Let's turn the camera off. Eat, eat, eat,
Okay.
like uncivilized people.
Okay.
Turn the camera back on, and we're gonna have Jim Duncan's fancy schmancy bananas Foster.
Yummy.
It's good stuff. All right, now, again, this is decadent. And Jim Duncan made this. We were down in St. Joe's, Florida fishing. And he says, how about some bananas Foster? And I swear, I don't know. You know how those things you just don't run into them in life?
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd ever had it up to that point. So when you start a recipe out with a stick of butter,
It's got to be good.
it's gonna be good. Okay, this is gonna come together real quick. That's one thing I
Okay.
love about this. We've already cut our 2 bananas up. Once it gets almost melted, let's take a cup of brown sugar. Get it all nice and wonderful together. Now, my buddy Nathan Sangster from Georgia, every Christmas he gives me pecans from his family's
So
farm.
good.
From his family's farm in Georgia. You talk about knowing where your food comes from. We got our old-fashioned nut chopper. It's like circa 1955.
I love it.
Now this is absolute. The flavors that come together here in the end are just absolutely wonderful. See how that's mixing up nice and wonderful? Okay, everything's coming together here very nice. So let's take our half a cup of fresh heavy cream. I told you we're being bad tonight.
That's right.
Mix that around together nice. Oh.
Wow.
All right, let's take, I don't know, what is that? Probably a third of a cup
Yeah.
of pecans. Put those in there. Along with 2 bananas.
Okay.
Boom. All right, now here comes the fun part.
It smells pretty good.
Doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna take a half a cup of rum and pour in here. Hear that? Once that starts to bubble, I'm gonna light that. Be careful. Now because there's light in here, you can't see too much, but there's a flame. A little flame going all across there. See it?
Yeah.
If you'll hold the bowl over here, Mrs. Farmer. Now at the last, you can stir a little cinnamon there if you choose to do so. As I get ready to take a big bite, before I talk with my mouth full, this would be a good time to tell folks about our Facebook page, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page. Like it, see where we're going, what we're doing, and timfarmerscountrykitchen.com. What would you find on there?
I would find recipes and I'd watch shows, all kinds of stuff.
Shows that you haven't seen before.
Exactly.
You've probably seen them because you were there.
Oh, maybe.
But you know, we've done literally hundreds of shows and segments. We have them on there in shows and segments. Some people just want to see particular segments. Some people like the whole show. And we have much more new stuff right around the corner. We do a lot of shows over at Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Can I try this?
I wouldn't. I would just sit there. You know, we don't eat much ice cream, but
That's delicious.
oh wow. I'm telling you what,
That's delicious.
Jimmy, you've done it again. Oh,
Good job.
Oh, the perfect flavor. Just that rum combined with the nuts and the brown sugar and the butter and the ice cream.
Delicious.
And because of all the bubbles, every time a bubble pops, it's a calorie that goes away.
Good, really? Okay.
So the only thing we got here is ice cream.
Good.
And remember, it's all about
Good times
good friends
and good eats.
right here,
Yum.
right now.
To order a cookbook or DVD of the show, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com. Special thanks to Furniture World Superstore, Housewarmings, Lodge Cast Iron, Tater Knob Pottery and Farm. Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by Diamond Gusset Jeans, the original Gusset Jean. Careful craftsmanship, continual improvement. Diamond Gusset Jeans, born and worn in the USA since 1987.
Is it the insightful strategies and analytical capabilities that make Edward Jones one of the biggest financial services firms in the country? Or is it 13,000 financial advisors who take the time to say thank you?
Night, Jim. Gonna be a while?
I am, Liz. Got a little writing to do.
It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.